Hi, welcome to Origin Design Hub. You're watching educational series of our products and services. Website design. If you ask me, it's not always must to have website design for your business if and only if you do not want to grow beyond your limits. Website is the easiest and the cheapest way to take your business from local to global. It's first step. It's a first step. Once you have the right website, everything else could fall in place to become global from local. I'm Praveen Bandari, co-founder of Origin. Now let's begin. Website design. First, let's understand the design. Then we'll go to the development of the website, then the domain, hosting, the timeline, and I'll also share a couple of examples with you. Right? So these are the components of website design. First, the design itself. So you must have seen the video, the design approach and the concept approach. Same thing applies to website design as well. The first stage is designing itself using the content, right? And if you have seen the content video where I have explained about how to get the text, how to get the images, how to get the videos, illustrations, and infographics, these all will give you a complete clarity. With these two videos, if you have already seen, then there is no confusion at all, right? So this is how it works, right? First is design. You can approach by taking a design approach or a conceptual approach. So to develop this, you need to you normally use UI and it's also called as user interface and user experience. You're developing user experience and user interface at this level. The experience is partially at this level and partially at development stage. While designing, you need to visualize finally when your target audience or your client is going to use your website, how his behavior would be. Based on that, you need to develop the user experience. But user interface is completely a design process. So for this, you could use the softwares like Dreamweaver. I would say agencies use the softwares like Dreamweaver or a Sketch, and there are many different softwares that one could use to develop a design for website. Even Photoshop could be used for developing a uh, design for website. The second element is development. So this is the development stage. What is development stage? Here we working on, in simple language, connecting the pages, the tab or the you giving links. When you click on what happens? When your mouse cursor comes to a particular place, what happens? All these things are developed at this stage. So there are different ways to develop a website. Either your website could be HTML website, WordPress website, PHP. These are platforms on which you develop websites. As I shown, for designing, you could use Dreamweaver, Sketch or Photoshop, right? So this is the development stage. Now why different? What is the difference between these different platforms? The capacity and the control and the money that you spend, and also the security that you can get. These platforms you need to choose based on your need. When you tell your brief or when you give your brief to the agency, to us for Origin, so we will suggest you the right platform for your website based on the kind of website that you need to develop, right? So yeah, especially WordPress is a template based. There are many platforms which is template based. Here you buy an entire website template online, where we could help you to buy a template, and that template will be modified as per your content, the text, image, videos, text, right? So this is the simplest way, but it has got its own drawbacks. PHP is a bit expensive, the platform is a bit expensive but very secure. So like that, as I said, there are different platforms has got its own pros and cons. Now domain. Okay, to understand domain and hosting, let me take an kind of comparison, or what you call it. Where okay, so it's like, suppose you are buying a house. The hosting is like a house where you will keep all your belongings. and the domain is the key to your house. And this design development, this files, these are the proper files with particular MB, GB or KB or whatever. So it's a particular file which you will be uploading. These are your belongings. These belongings, these design elements or the files will be kept inside the house, that is hosting. Hosting is a server base, right? So a server is the place where you keep your belongings, like you keep your belongings inside the house. Now domain is the key to get into the house. The domain could be like www.xyz.com or .in or .co, right? So that's what domain does. Now the design and development may be one-time cost if you're not going for any EMC, yearly maintenance charges. If you don't want to go for that, once you design and develop the website, it's ready. So one-time payment and done. But for domain and hosting, it's yearly subscription. So there are different websites that provide the same, like GoDaddy, Namecheap, Bluehost. These are the websites who provide the server service. In domain for www.xyz.com, it will expire if you don't make the payment before expiry, right? So that's how it works. So domain and hosting, these are the sites which will help you to have your website in their server. The cost for these servers differ based on the security level, based on the complexity of the server. The cost of the hosting and the domain may differ, right? So once you buy the domain, make sure it should never expire, because if it expires, then somebody else may take it, and if you want the same domain again, then you may need to pay extra to get that domain from him or that her person who already bought that website. Now they may charge whatever they feel like to, if you are really eager on buying that same website again or the domain name again. Only the domain name, the key I'm saying, www.xyz.com, right? So that's what you need to keep in mind. Once you have a website domain, make sure you pay at right time to keep that domain going, right? Now moving on to the last one, the timeline. So to develop a website, if you come to Origem, the first draft of the website could be designed within 10 working days. This is the average number I'm giving for any website. This is the number of days that we take, but based on the complexity of the website, this number of days may change. Again, the revision. For the revision, 2 weeks once the first draft is given to you. After that, for 2 weeks, you can come back as many number of times you want to, and you want to make some changes here and there, changing images, changing text, this, that, everything you can do for 2 weeks without paying a penny. But after 2 weeks, sorry, there is a correction here. I'm making it right away. So after 2 weeks, 20% revision charges will be applicable. Right? So master design, XYZ is the master design. For every correction, there will be 20%. But if the website is like huge, so this revision charges will be changed. Okay, so this is a 20%. I'm giving you an average number. But suppose if the website itself costs you around say 3 lakh rupees, so 20% of that is 60,000 rupees. So I cannot charge you for small correction 60,000 rupees, right? So in that case, this revision cost will be revised as per the corrections. Otherwise, fairly, this is what you will be charged for revisions after 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, there is no charges. And yes, when you come to us for your website development, once we hand over the website to you after designing, development, completion of the website, for 1 complete month you will be given free service. Whatever you want, some little bit here and there, or any corrections and something is not working or whatever it is, we'll always help you for 1 month. After that, if you want to continue that service, you need to go for an EMC with us. 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, it depends, based on your requirement. So let's go to examples. These are the few websites that we have developed, and with that we have come to the end of this video. Check the playlist on the screen for more videos on Origem's products and services. See you in my next video. Signing off. Praveen S. Bhandari.